yourself with me. Free yourself with me. Free yourself with me. Free yourself with me. Free yourself today and take those shackles off your feet. The spirit of
Well, restore our tax base. We are live and in the street, taking it to the street. Our protest of one which contains many. We are on the corner. Live action shot. We're on the corner of what is this? West Columbia and Main Street in the heart of Hempstead. And we're continuing with just pointing out which properties and which landlords and how much money we are actually supporting. So one of our stops with our live action cam is the Rivoli housing. Many of you remember years ago the Rivoli Theater. This was the second, the one nudged in the middle. We had the Hempstead Theater over there, 50 cents, the Calderon, which was big time, and right in the middle was the Rivoli. Well, one of the development plans was to put mixed-use housing, and those of you who remember those CDA meetings, these are the bulging retail centers we were promised, stores and restaurants that were going to be at the bottom of this thriving town center concept. Mixed-use housing is what we were told was going to be here. What we have is a complex that is comprised of 112 units of housing. Their assessment, interestingly enough, is a mere $243,450. That's very low, but that's their full assessed value. What they are actually paying in a pilot is $40,000. Their full assessment would be $149,770. They're paying the village of Hempstead for taxes, or payment in lieu of taxes, $40,000. And that means that residents are making up the difference. Residents, property owners, resident house owners, market rate renters, and small businesses, we are making up a difference of $108,964. This is the Rivoli house. And I just had more of a memory. You know, I get a real kick out of those of us who've been here all our lives, but some of you may remember, if we were active in the village, you know, a couple decades back, Glenn Spiritus and them. This was supposed to be the anchor project, full retail, bustling community, attracting the foot traffic from our thriving transportation hub. Remember, the whole redevelopment of this, they tore down Lowney's flagstone and all that stuff to make room for this, because this was supposed to anchor our commercial downtown revitalization. It's coming back to me now. The bus terminal, with the new bus terminal, which took more property off our tax roll to put a municipal, quasi-public-private municipal structure there that is not paying us anything to run down our streets. To put this here, because the people that come here are supposed to use all of our business that's all around. Except our business right now in the thriving mixed-use income housing that they built on this corner is the Hempstead Family Health Center. We need the health center, no problem, that's not my complaint. My understanding though, help me if I'm wrong, this is a division of the Nassau Healthcare Corporation, and it's affiliated with North Shore Long Island LLJ Health Systems. Why are we supplementing their taxes? Why are we paying taxes for the public, private, health care, all of these philanthropically supported, these are big entities. Why is me and my sister, you, my neighbors, small businesses are shipments and roadrunner. Why are we paying their taxes? Where is all of the foot traffic and where are they going? This is what the problem is. I know I may be saying it too much at once. Not only do we need to restore our tax base from these people, well-intended as they are, but you can't help the poor by making more of us poor. It's just not right. And stop making us promises that you know you can't fulfill. We don't have an economic base to support the thriving ideas of these developers coming in here, because that Hempstead Community Health Center is supposed to be a thriving, bustling, commercial center with shops and stores that you and I not only like to go to, but we like to purchase from. And we can't purchase from them or go to them, number one, because they're not here, but number two, because what is here is our money leaving our pockets, supporting the landlords and the private interests that benefit from the deflated rents because we're paying their taxes. Thank you. This live action on the street, as I told you, when you take it to the street, you're going to find them runaways like yourself. Brother Mark Bottoms just rolled by, rolled in, rolled up. We are now still pointing out just the location and what the buildings are, where the pilots and property tax assessments are affecting us. We're standing now in front of, Colonial housing, which is 123 West Columbia. This is live action, so y'all gotta let the noise, be the noise. But it's 123 West Columbia. It's 36 units of housing that have been redeveloped. 86,000 is their full assessment. Their full tax payment would be $52,907. Their pilot is $8,955. So taxpayers, residents, small businesses without pilots, we make up $43,952 in property tax for the property owner of this apartment building right here. We want to join with the tenants, with the residents of this building and every household in this community to get our money back. We're going to talk some more about not only this village payment, but we have a school district payment, a town payment, and a county payment. So we get to subsidize these landlords 4 times if you live in the community, in the school district, and the village like myself. Colonial Housing on West Columbia. Restore our tax base, taking it to the street, live action cam, stop number 3. We're now standing at the beginning or the end of the big Omni project. This is the one that launched PUSH, really. They gave away, I guess, about 2 blocks of housing to the Omni Corporation. It's 245 units. They've been completely restored and everything, which is very interesting. You got to come see it yourself. The awnings and I guess the simulated wrought iron fences with the gold tips, they really gave us that Bronx feel, the old Bronx, but it's of course abbreviated versions. 245 units of housing. The village property tax assessed value was $277,000. The full tax payment, village tax payment, would be $170,438. Their pilot is $35,907. That's right, $35,000. Which means that you and I are paying $134,531 for MoveOn and the landlords that comprise the Omni Group for this very well done investment in low income rather than affordable ownership, mixed use ownership, developmental ownership property. But this is it. It's my first time seeing it, and I am appalled. But stop 3, move on. Restore our tax base, stop number 4. This is, for those of you who remember, in the middle of Elm Avenue and Maple Avenue, just a few feet from Mother Brown's Corner. These are the townhouses that were built to replace Campbell Street projects. Campbell Street Park is right over there, and these are the 85 or so townhomes that were built to replace the apartments that stood here when we were children. Their full assessment is $1,440,000. Their full assessment, $1,444,000. Their full tax assessment to the village of Hempstead would be $887,672. $887,672 is what their village taxes would be. What their pilot amount, their payment in lieu of taxes, the agreement that they reached with our elected officials at the town and county level who oversee the IDA, they agreed that they would pay $14,547 in property taxes to the village of Hempstead. And what that means is that you and I, every resident and small business owner in this village and school district municipality is making up $873,125. $873,125 made up by you and I for the luxury living of these tenants? No. The rich landlords and developers that develop this property and are not paying their fair share of taxes. We are enriching the lives not of the neighbors that live here, and they have to live here. Why? Because our politicians have cut all kinds of deals to get money to put the housing here, so somebody's got to be forced to live in it. Whether it functions or not, whether it's a good value or not, whether it's safe or not, these landlords are benefiting from our $873,125 that you and I are supplementing to pay their taxes. We must restore our tax base. Restore our tax base. The final stop, the 5th and final stop on today's Freedom Ride, call it a Freedom Ride because Marianne Evans is a poet, and she says, it's not necessary to blow the mind, just free the mind. Tell the truth to the people. And that's what my man Tony Kelly and I have been on the streets of Hempstead trying to point out some truth today. And we're ending today's Freedom Ride on Wilclow. Y'all remember that Martin Luther King came through in the 60s. We renamed it Martin Luther King Drive after he was assassinated. Well, Reverend Boone and his crew a couple years back sold it, privatized it, or did whatever they did with it, and it's now owned by some other people. And they have 246 units of housing here. And most of us, I mean, we lived here when my family first came back to Hempstead, and you know, we've been here. A lot of people have history here in these 246 units. Their assessed value is $1.2 million. Their full village tax assessed value is $1.2 million, which means they would be paying $738,738,794. $738,790,000 in village property taxes to support the village use of infrastructure for the 246 units, families that live here. These landlords should be paying almost $800,000 in property taxes to the village. Their pilot is for $107,233, which means that you and I are making up $631,561 for the home landowners of this property we knew was Will Clode and now know as Martin Luther King Drive. Now, I agree, it's not necessary to blow the mind, just free the mind. But I think it's important that we understand that this is not a battle with each other. It's not a battle with the residents who live here, the neighbors and friends and family who live in these units. Our issue is to highlight this. So number one, we make it very clear. It's not our neighbors that live in these residences that are the problems. It's not them that's not paying their fair share. It's the landlords and property owners who are making money directly being taken from our pockets as we make up this $4,234,477 for the landlords that own these properties. Thank you.